All right, exciting day. I'm excited to be here. Excited that HireVue and My Sales for Life are going to have me present to you all. Really cool event. It's exciting to see social selling become mainstream, right? Instead of the lost stepchild. What I want to make sure you do is during my presentation, there's a lot of things that want to happen, but the main thing is I want you to use the hashtag Social Selling Summit. Let's get the Twitter sphere fired up. Let's blow it up, and let's let everybody know the importance of social selling and how we need to all start doing it, right? So my presentation is called How to Take Your Social Selling Game Next Level, baby. Marketing and sales, right? This is going to apply to both. This will apply to any industry. And what I want to say is that I'm a quota-carrying sales rep, just like most of you probably listening. The exciting thing about this is I'm going to give you my freaking secret sauce for free, all right? So I'm not going to hold back anything here. And I want every single one of you to tweet at me if you have questions during this, whatever that may be, at Kosakowski1, and using the Social Selling Summit hashtag, and let's go. All right, so outline. What am I going to cover? First, I want to talk about the power of commitment. What is the difference between traditional and social, right? Everybody's got that kind of mentality that they're either in it to win it with social or they just don't see the value, which I think we need to change. So hopefully I can help do that. Social selling breakdown. What the heck is social selling, baby? We don't know. Do we know? Is it sales? Is it marketing? What the heck is it? Let's figure that out. If we break it down, we can really understand that. Train your brain, right? So I think it's sales and marketing. We are programmed like robots, right? Like traditional robots. So how do we snap out of that mentality and start crushing social and start crushing quotas and start crushing whatever you got going on that your end objective is with social? The next piece, online to offline. The most important piece of this, you guys, if you just stay online, you're making friends. If you go offline, you're making partnerships. Laser-focused time management. Is your executive team telling you to stay off of social? Well, there's probably a reason why. The average rep spends 2.5 days on social, and it has nothing to do with driving revenue. So how can we shift that mentality, take that 2.5 hours, and start making it good for both you and your leadership so that they understand the value? And not only that, but let's get some more money on their dang paycheck. We can all use more money, right? That's the goal of this. The next and last final piece is just getting you excited about social selling. Like, this is the most exciting time ever. You have a competitive chance and a competitive advantage. The sales reps that are doing this, I'm not going to give you all the fluffy numbers, but I can tell you that some of those numbers are right. I mean, social is a really big piece of the pie for sales teams, and you really need to know how to leverage it correctly. And if you do, especially now, early adopters, you start doing this right, you're going to pave the way to fat paychecks. So that's what I want to talk about. Thinking like an executive. Let's start right now. This whole social selling adoption, like we've got to get this into the forefront of the leadership team. And one of the things that we have to bring to light is we have to understand what social selling is. It's a tool. And without the core fundamentals of being a good salesperson, you're not going to be successful at social selling. So don't think you're going to come into sales for the first time and you just know how to use social and you're going to be like a good salesperson. Because social is really, it's, you got to move people offline, but once you get them offline, you got to be able to know how to sell. So get that out of your head if you think this is any type of silver bullet. Now, what I will tell you though is if you can master the art of selling, right? If you can master the basics and you're hitting your quota or you're getting close or you just need a little bit of help, then boom, it's time for you to follow and go into the art of social to revenue. If you're new at a company, I wouldn't suggest doing this, but once you start to feel like you got the flow, you understand your product, you understand your sales process, now start becoming that trusted advisor, moving people offline and really starting to add value to not only your day, but to your customer's day. Warming the needle versus moving the needle. What does that mean? That sounds crazy. Well, I could tell you right now that this is an analogy that I came up with. If you're talking high level and you're talking to your executive team and you're talking to them about social selling and you're excited, don't talk to them about warming the needle, right? Warming the needle is all the things that you have to do to move the person offline and be effective. Have an effective engagement online. Get people to engage with you through content, however that may be, or get people to engage in high-level conversations about thought leadership or your product or your industry. And let me just dive into that one real quick. So there's the social piece of social selling is marketing, and that's called warming the needle. That's all the stuff that you're doing in order to get a conversation offline. And then selling, right, that's the piece where you move offline and you actually generate revenue. Because if you're not generating revenue, you're wasting your time, and I feel like that's a big piece of this, right, is like a lot of people have the social marketing piece down, but they don't actually have the sales part down. And that's the only thing that executives care about. So if you could think like an executive, you are well on your way to not only getting them to buy into this, but you're well on the way to understanding it yourself. And you have to. So, all right, let's break this down. Social media marketing, what is that, right? Publishing, taking content, putting it out to your network, letting your network get value out of it. This takes a little bit of time, right? I'm going to break down time management in a little bit. But it's the vital part, because without that, you really don't have anything to start getting engagement with. Number 2 is content. Decide if you want to, be the one that creates your own content. I would tell you in sales, use your time outside of work, and if you really have the drive, start creating content. You can really take yourself to the next level. Quality only. Quality over quantity, especially on Twitter sphere, on LinkedIn, on Google+. Do not add noise, add value, because that's what 99% of people do. So the competitive advantage is you be that trusted advisor for your network. Let them come to you to read about the newest and latest things that are going on. Let them come to you as one of those sources. Like, I have 5 major sources I go to on a daily basis. Some people have 10. When you go to work throughout your day, there's 5 sources that you check on the regular. I want to be the source that people come to for marketing automation or social selling, social media. So I share thought leadership that's high-level quality through other people's content and my own. If you understand that, you're already light years ahead in the social selling piece. It's actually the social piece of this. Be unique. Don't be boring. Boring frickin' sucks. Nobody likes boring people or boring content that doesn't add any value. If you think value's not boring, right? I mean, maybe. I guess it could be, but I hope that you don't want to be boring. So be unique. Stand out. Sharing is caring. Start thinking give, give, give instead of give me, give me, give me. I think that's a huge piece of the pie. I mean, that could relate to just sales in general, but social selling it's a giving type of sales process, right? Giving, adding so much value through social engagement that they can't ignore you and they want to get on the phone with you and do a demo. What? Somebody would want to get on the phone with me before I even ask them for anything? That's what social selling is all about. If you could do it, it's not that freaking hard. Just put the time into thinking give, share, share, share. Boring sucks. I already talked about that. Strategy drives revenue. Do not start practicing social selling without strategy. Who am I selling to? Who's my audience? What am I going to be known for? What hashtags should I be using on a regular basis? On LinkedIn, who is in the sales process right now? Who could I share case studies or different content that's directly related to the people that are important from a revenue perspective, right? So that's warming the needle, right? Those are all the things you need to do to warm the needle. Now, where does the actual revenue come in for social selling? I'm going to tell you, I'm living proof of this. Move these conversations offline. Get people in a conversation without even talking about your product. It's the most powerful thing ever. You could advocate for them. Engage with them about their content. Make it about them. And what's funny is the more conversations you move offline from social that you manage correctly, you will build an inbound funnel. I can tell you right now, I don't have to get a lot of leads for my company. I generate my own leads just because of the simple fact that I can add enough value to somebody's day that they want to have a conversation with me. They believe in, they trust what I have to say. Okay. You've got visibility, right? Being visible. If you're a sales rep and you're not visible, go home. I gave my wife an example. She's in VoIP. She sells VoIP services, telecommunications. So let me tell you, her dad's got a bunch of friends that are, presidents of companies and so forth, and they're connected on Facebook. I'm sure on LinkedIn too. But my wife never posts anything about her company. Is it because she doesn't want to? She loves her company. They have great culture. They do all kinds of stuff, scooter races, and yada, yada, yada. They've got great employee culture. Why isn't she posting pictures of herself and saying, hey, this is the culture of, the best VoIP services in town? Booyah. Now her social network sees where she's working. She's not selling her product. She's selling her experience. And with social, you can sell live human experiences at your job, and you can start to educate your network on exactly what you do and why you do it and how exciting it is. Because that way, next time one of those guys that has a business sees that, or knows that they have to buy a new VoIP service or they have to go get new telecommunications, who are they going to call? Because they know that Alicia, my wife, works there. So visibility is key. Credibility, being able to show an executive when he's going and looking around on social, you're looking at your LinkedIn profile, or he's looking to see if you know what the heck you're talking about, or if you're just some sleazy salesman. You can use social to do that. Prospecting, we know that. Research, more offline conversations, social listening. And this is the stuff that starts to move the needle, because once you go offline, you really start to be in control of what type of value you add and what kind of problems you're actually going to solve for these people. Also, you can qualify, disqualify. Are you wasting your time with certain people? Well, get them offline. You don't know until you get them offline what their true problems are. Be smart about that, though. Ask them questions about their product. Do a demo of their product. You want to hear something crazy? Get online and look for companies that complement your product. Our product integrates into Salesforce. I work for Axon Software, marketing automation. I go and do demos with other companies that integrate into Salesforce by reaching out to their salespeople, seeing what they do, and just letting the salesperson know, hey, I can't make a decision, but you know what? I do have a lot of clients that use Salesforce. If I see any value here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a warm lead for you. Booyah. Now I've built an advocate, right? He's got clients that are going to be using Salesforce as well. They could use marketing automation. So who's he going to refer when he hears a client say that? Who am I going to refer when I hear about their product? Start thinking outside the box. It's all about building the right relationships with the right people, adding value, right? I think this is a big, piece I want you to take out of this. Do social, right? Warm the needle. You have to warm the freaking needle. Needles that are warmer move faster. I don't know if I made that up, but it sounds good. Do social, but think revenue focused. Relationships plus relationships equal more friends. I can tell you right now, you don't need any more friends. Well, if you do, that's cool. Then make more friends, but don't do that at work, right? Build the right relationships. When you're on your company time, you need to be building the relationships properly, right? But they have to be revenue focused. Relationships plus revenue, now that is social selling. If you've got relationships, you're building them. I'm not saying it's going to happen fast. Be genuine. You always have to be genuine. If you're not genuine, then don't even listen to the rest of this. But relationships plus revenue equal social selling. And that's moving the needle, baby. All right. So let's try to think about how we can shift our mindset into a social type of selling mindset, right? I mean, this could relate to anything. But no more me, me, me. Go through all of your emails right now as a sales rep. I want you to do this, and I want you to tweet to me. Tell me, you know what, Jack, you are so freaking right, and I'm going to change my ways. How many of the emails that you send out the last 2 months to prospects or current customers or whatever it may be is asking them for something? You are asking everyone you talk to on the phone, on the email, oh, me. Can I get to the decision maker? Can I get, when are we going to sign the contract? When can I get this? When can I get that? Quit doing that. Quit communicating like you are I don't want to say sleazy, but a selfish sales rep, because those days are over. Nobody wants to be sold. They want you to add some value. They want you to advocate for them, and they want to be sold on the idea that you're in it to win it for them, not for you. Okay? So get me out of your mindset. Go through all your emails, tweet at me. tell me, Jack, you're so right. All I do is ask people for stuff. Now I get it. Now I understand why they don't answer my calls. They don't answer my emails because I've classically conditioned them to do so. All right, give. Add value. When you come in the office in the morning, sit at your desk, write this above your wall. Say, it's not about me, right? Now just sit at your desk. Think about all the people you have in the sales process, right? Think about all the prospects you're working. Think about how you can add value to their day, how you can give, right? Add value, be focused, spend your time with the right people giving. We just don't have time to give to everybody. Advocate. Shift your mindset. Say, I'm not in sales. What am I? I'm a problem solver who advocates for people. Share, right? Share people's webinars. Share people's content. I'm going to go into this a little bit more. Share anything and everything you can think of that would help somebody else get amplification, get more signups to their lead gen, whatever that may be. All right, one second. I'll take a sip. Getting too excited here. I hope you're right there with me. Okay, did you earn the right to ask? Before you ask anybody for anything anymore, analyze the situation. Ask yourself, what did I do to earn the right to ask them to get a demo? What did I do to how did I earn the right to ask them for this PO? What are you doing? Are you deserving to get whatever you're asking for? And if you do that, it'll really start to change your mindset. Okay. So here's the secret sauce. I'm going to give you, if you're in sales or you're in marketing, here you go, right? Online to offline process. Jack, how do I do that? I have tons of infographics, I shouldn't say a ton, but I have infographics that you can find on my LinkedIn or my website, jackkosakowski.com, that'll show you this more in depth. But step one, looking to prospect. Go to LinkedIn's Pulse. This is where everybody writes their own content. It's not brand content. This is my content. I write a ton of stuff on here, okay? Find a LinkedIn publish for target buyer. If you sell to CMOs, go look at marketing stuff. If you sell to sales, go to sales, segment. There's all kinds of different ones. Once you have that and you've read through and you find a quality post, look for the engagement. Obviously, I like to go for people that have a little bit less engagement because I can be seen more. But, I go for value too. So you got to be genuine. Everything has to be genuine about this. Go read their article and comment on that article. Try to get it when it's hot off the press. Hey, Mr. CMO, holy crap, that was one of the best articles. I just want to tell you that I got real value out of this piece. Now ask a question and then tag him in it, right? Get seen, get visible, add value. That's what you're trying to do. Just keep thinking of all these ways. And now this is just one one-step process, but I'm telling you, if you use this, it is so awesome. Okay, number one, you've commented, you've tagged them in there, you've added value, you've asked a question because you've asked the question because you need to get engagement back, right? Genuine, keyword. Number two, add value through commenting, right? Or talk about that. Step three, share on all social channels. That's great. At the bottom of LinkedIn Pulse, once you comment on LinkedIn, share it on LinkedIn, tag them, right? Hey, you should read this article about da-da-da-da. Tag their name. Go on to Google+, tag their name. Share. Go to Twitter, tag their name, okay? My bread and butter, if they're on Twitter, you'll be able to find in their handle within either the tweet button. If it's not there, then go into their profile. Once I tweet that out, yes, I will tell you that I do probably get a little bit more engagement than you because I'm super active, and at first it'll be a little bit slow to happen, but I start engagement. I start the engagement from LinkedIn by sharing, tweeting. Once I get a little bit of conversation, they say thank you on Twitter, I'm going back and forth in engagement, right? Next thing I know, I'm going to tweet them and say, hey, you know what? This has been a great conversation. I want to connect with you on LinkedIn so I can start being an advocate and sharing all your thought leadership. Share, advocate. I connect with them, personalize the message. Hey, that was great. Glad we got to connect on Twitter. Love your content. From now on, if you ever need me to share anything, please let me know. You're not selling them yet. Don't sell, right? Don't sell. Advocate. Look for ways throughout that process. Like, share, and then when you feel that the time is right and you kind of have had enough value, then you can move that offline. Okay, laser-focused social selling. I have an infographic. All sales reps want to know, Jack, how long should I spend on social? 45 minutes or less a day, that's it. Maybe an hour, right, if you're effective. Now, laser focused. Spend your 15 minutes prospecting. Spend 15 minutes listening, right? Prospecting LinkedIn is the bread and butter. Prospect on Twitter as well. Do some listening through hashtags, and I have more of this. You can dive into it, but nurture. 15 minutes of nurturing. If you're in the sales process, go onto LinkedIn. There's special ways that you can kind of segment out who's in the sales process with you or who you're prospecting. Share their content. Don't be a stalker, but do it effectively. Add value through commenting, and just really think about them and not you. It's not that hard. Okay, publishing, making sure that you post a certain amount of times throughout the day. That should only take you 10, 15 minutes, right? And then the biggest piece of the pie, right, is offline moves the needle, online warms the needle. Everything that you do should be geared towards moving the right people offline. I call it, revenue-focused relationships. Yes, we love relationships, but how many of the sales reps have come in and out of your organization that had a ton of relationships? A lot. And they had a ton of all they talked about, but they had no revenue because relationships don't equal revenue unless you're talking to the right person and you know how to sell, right? Plain and simple. That's it. So start thinking revenue-focused relationships. Make a commitment. Put the time into this and get excited. If you're not excited, it's just like anything else. If you're not excited, you don't have passion, then don't do it. I don't care what's social selling or whatever it is. Figure it out. Spend the time. Dig deep as a sales rep. All right. That is about all I have for now. This is fun stuff for me. And you guys, I want to be in your network. I want to help you. I want to advocate for you. And the way that I can do that is by you connecting with me. Let me know. Say, hey, Jack, man, what a freaking awesome, fantastic, well, you don't have to do that. But, start with me. Be my friend, and I'll help you any way that I can, right? I have limited time because I do carry a quota, right? But I'm all about education. And I think that the more that you educate and you actually know how to do stuff, that's why I showed you how to do this stuff. Because you could take everything I just showed you right now, you could start right now, and you could start being successful. Start driving some dang revenue and watch your paycheck go up in the air. I just bought my first Mercedes. Is it all because of social selling? I don't know, but it felt good to buy a new Mercedes, and I can tell you right now, a lot of those deals had social selling in them somehow, some way. So get excited and buy your first Mercedes. All right, you can find me at Jack Kosakowski 1. I'm going to be monitoring this, right? I'm going to be ready. I want so many tweets I can't even handle it. All right, thank you. Use social selling hashtags, social selling summit. Jack Kosakowski, I'm out.